One look at the other tribes and one can see the result of breeding with those not born to responsibility. It is not so much a matter of genetics or evolution, but one of class and culture. Coming at you from sweltering Scratchin Wolf Studios, it's that time again to rage across the internet. Your very favorite Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Porter. To my left, we got the man, Danny Bad Touch Tyson.
Hey, everybody.
And across from me, we got Tommy Medium Touch Dixon.
How's it going? Little medium.
Nope.
Yep, little medium. So, if you guys weren't in studio today, you've missed some stuff.
Oh, boy.
Clearly they weren't in
It's
studio.
just been hilarity.
We can't talk about fucking any of it.
Nope, but it was funny. My cheeks hurt.
Gross.
Phrasing.
Is it, though?
Oh.
How we doing today, guys?
Much better now.
Much better because Danny hit record.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, there are days when we get waylaid by jackassery.
Oh.
And there are days when we get waylaid by jackassery.
Yeah.
Today's one of those days.
Yep. It's beautiful.
We do it for you guys, though.
It's true. It would be a much more dull show if we didn't. If we were up to hijinks half the
If
time.
we didn't have to censor ourselves.
Oh, man. Imagine how much worse the curse would be.
Oh.
Well, speaking.
Oh,
exactly.
He had to. That's true.
We gotta acknowledge curse a little bit.
How many more chances is he going to get?
This is his last one.
That's it.
Right? This is the fucking finish line. Do you believe in miracles, ladies and gentlemen? It is time to put a cap on our tribal series.
Well, he took us a fucking
70,
year.
almost 70 episodes.
Right? A year and a half has gone by.
63, 64,
Yeah,
60.
I don't even remember what one was the first one. It was like, what, 12?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for sticking with us, guys.
Right. I seem to remember some Claude way back when going, well, this takes us into August. I didn't say a year, though.
You didn't. I was about to say, you're beating it right now.
Lucky
Well,
look at that.
Speaking of, no.
Oh, my God.
Call back to shit you ain't ever going to hear, guys. No, this is it. This is the final episode of the Tribal series.
Thank God.
Yep.
I mean, we're gonna do the Children of Gaia redux.
Yeah, well, but
They're
later.
all getting redux.
Yeah, they're all
That's the
getting
thing,
redone
they're all getting them.
later.
And then Children of Gaia will just be the first redux.
Yep.
Yep. You know, I feel comfortable making that promise.
Yes.
I'm in no hurry.
No, they
No.
deserve to be the first, so.
Why
It
not?
took us this long to do the damn silver things. Or
Or
it took us this long to do all of it.
well, here's the thing, and actually we can
Spoiler alert,
Little-
doing Silver Fangs.
all right.
If they
Well, you
haven't-
couldn't tell by that intro.
Yeah, come on.
Also, what's left?
Right.
Process of
Those
elimination.
of us keeping score. No, little inside baseball on that. You know, Silver Fangs was actually the second tribal we recorded.
Yeah.
And the thing was, is we recorded, and I think we talked about it a little bit back when we explained why we were going to be, reformatting and all that, but that we didn't have the format yet, and we recorded it before Child of Gaia aired.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they were two vastly different shows.
Yes.
Yep.
And we saw the feedback on Children, and we listened to what we did with Silver Fangs, and we listened to the differences in what the show was and our approach, and we said, well, we're not airing this.
And we need to format.
Yeah,
the
we
tribals.
need to come up with a format before we air any more tribals.
So we can essentially call that the start of
Yeah, it was the
tribal curse.
first of the tribal curse.
Yeah, that was.
That's when that happened.
Think about that. Holy crap.
And that was
A
long
fucking
time ago.
Yeah. And
that was like a year ago today, probably.
Probably somewhere
Right.
there.
and as it happens, when a episode gets cursed,
Mm-hmm.
we don't re-record it.
Goes in the trash can.
It gets put at the bottom of the list.
So if this fails, it's just at the top of the list.
Right, it's just we're just doing it again.
Yep.
But I mean, that's why we don't do that, because I mean, we've tried that before. We lose an episode And you can't recreate the rhythm or the inspiration, and then you spend half the time trying to think about the thing that you said before that was funny or insightful.
Right. I
and
remember
it doesn't work.
because it happened on the Bonar episode.
Yep. Yeah.
It was one of the ones that it was an awesome time. We had such good laughs, and that was one of the ones that had some kind of audio issue that we scrapped.
I thought the file got corrupted.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And of course, yes, we make the joke, it's the tribal curse, but like these only happened on the tribal episodes, which is so damn stupid.
I was very disappointed in that. I was so mad about that one.
But
it was such a good episode.
And it was. But then we re-recorded Bonars, and I thought it ended up being a better episode.
It might have,
It was a while back.
That's the thing, is it was so long ago. I know I liked the episode.
And it's unfortunate, because I can't prove that, because that's gone.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't even exist anymore. It's not like we saved the corrupt file or anything.
Just in case.
Right.
Just in case it uncorrupts itself
right.
somehow.
It sees the error of its ways and takes a straight and narrow.
Something stupid, yeah.
Just tainted a beer.
I think it worked out. I mean, yes, we make that joke, and we have a significant higher number of tribal episodes recorded than we have released.
Yeah, I want to say this is probably episode 17 of the Tribal series.
How many tribes are there?
Yeah, right? Yeah, there were a lot of shit ended up, something happened.
Right.
And, normally those just get to the bottom of the list. And then what happened is we look at the bottom of the list and we go, well, what order do we want to do these in?
Something like that.
And
it was, just the list of just the tribals.
It was like, well, so Silver Fang, here we are.
So they got pushed all the way
one
back.
we wanted to do the least.
The first one that got scrapped, but it still stayed at the bottom of the list.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing, too, is that originally Shadow Lord was the last one.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But we decided to just bump that up in the listing because it was the new studio. And it's like, hey, let's do something we want to do.
You're going to give them that kind of spoiler, huh?
Why not? It's over now.
It's over. Guess what? Can't do anything about
exactly.
it. Exactly.
You can't stop us. It already happened.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Right. So, the silver. Well, you know what? We got a little business first.
Yes, we do.
Let's hit the business first. Like, fuck, we didn't waylaid ourselves.
So what kind of business we got?
I guess business as usual.
Right.
I'm trying to think of if there's anything significant by the time that this airs.
Any new things in the store?
You know what? There might be.
There's probably, yeah. I mean, at this point, we're adding stuff almost weekly, if not bi-weekly.
Well, I check it weekly, because how it works is, the vendors we use, they present new shit on the regular. So, like, every week I'll check to see what's new that they can do for us, So, like...
So check it every week, guys.
Yeah, that's the thing, is check it on the regular, because right now I don't know, because it's going to be, a couple of weeks in the future when this airs.
Right. But at the same time...
But everything that we had planned to be out should be out now.
Okay.
And then it's just going to be fun surprises, like the computer mat that will be up by the time this airs.
Oh, cool. I'm probably hitting that one, too. That hooded blanket's out.
Oh, that hood blanket's the shit.
We had talked about that one, I think it was in the Black Fury episode, and we had to cut it.
Yes.
We had to cut it because the vendor said they weren't ready yet.
Oh.
Like, son of a bitch. Yeah, and that's
And it's
right
still-
when we released the store.
Well, and that thing comes from China, too. Which is awesome, and it's kind of not. Because it's going to take a while.
Mm-hmm.
Just period. Some of this stuff, we can't help that.
Yeah.
They obviously don't have, like, a locker full of Rage Across the Internet shit just waiting for us to show up to them, right?
That sounds pretty cool, though.
So, like, they got to make it.
I want a locker full of REI stuff.
You know what you do? You just go to our store, and that's on our website.
Danny.
I was looking right at you, man. Oh, it was my turn. Fine.
Apparently.
Yeah, www.ragecrosstheinternet.com.
Boo. Boo this man.
I've heard, boo this man. I've heard, okay. I mean, he's correct.
I know he is.
And there's the shop link there. But yeah, everything it's free shipping now, worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some exceptions.
Right. There's the hooded blanket, I think, can't.
The hooded blanket cannot go to Canada.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I know.
It's
But-
triple the price for
No, that's
shipping
the thing,
than
is
the
it's-
cost of making
Wow.
No joke. It's like $1.50, right? To ship in like these 4 countries. Okay. And like there's a list. All right. It's like this month, X amount for here, X amount here. $31 to ship to Canada.
Holy, that's as much as the blanket almost.
I know. So here's the thing. So my option was either to increase the price by $30 on the off chance that just for the,
Just like the 1 or 2 Canadians.
yeah, just for the couple Canadians who might want this blanket. or not ship to Canada and not screw everyone over on the price.
Right.
Decisions.
Right.
Sorry.
And that's why some of that stuff won't ship to other places, like the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked about this in the Discord. It is a great example. It's like, they're like $5 buttons. And I hate charging that much for them, but they cost $3 to ship and $1.50 to make.
Right.
And that's just in the States.
Yeah.
So like if that's going to go to Germany, I got to add $10 to that button. We're not making a $15 button.
It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I can't change the prices by region.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's that much for everyone or it's that much for no one.
So some stuff stays.
A little inside baseball for you guys.
Yeah. So that's why some
that's
things
why-
don't ship where they're shipping.
Exactly. Some stuff stays international only. Some stuff stays domestic only or United States only.
Right. And that's the thing, too, is we're always looking for vendors who will be able to carry that stuff and ship overseas.
Right.
And when that happens, hey, you guys will know about it. But that's why that is the way it is. I'm trying to be fair to everybody over here. But
No, we're still looking for the dice.
yeah, we're working on it. We have heard you.
Yeah.
We have heard you. We are working on it. We just got to find the right vendor. The star's got to align on it. And that is probably going to be a pre-order scenario.
It's our number one requested item. Everyone who's asking about certain things, it's our number one requested item.
And we mean that about the requests.
Yes.
Because there's that second style of shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That was a listener request.
Yeah.
The notebooks were listener requests.
And look, we did it.
Yeah. So if you've got an idea, shoot it to us. Maybe we can make it happen.
Hell, I think the socks was a request.
I just did that anyway.
It was still a request.
It was one of those things. Like some of the stuff we could make and won't. By the way, is ridiculous. We can make RAA shoes.
Are you kidding?
If you want,
I've seen. Yeah.
If you want
showed
Rage
me
Across
those.
the High Tops, I could make that happen.
Rage Across the High.
That's going to be our number 2 written in now.
Oh man.
I can't imagine that quality is any higher than garbage tier.
Hey.
I do not believe you're going to get quality footwear.
You know what? If we get enough people
you
requesting
shouldn't wear them anyway. I'd be putting those things on the shelf.
if enough people request it, we probably will do it.
No, if people want it, fine. But it doesn't hurt us to make it. It's fun to make it. It doesn't cost us to put something up. It's just pictures until someone orders it, man. But yeah, that's the store. It's going well, and I want to thank everyone who's who's bought stuff, and I encourage you guys to post that around social media.
Show it off.
Yeah, show it off. It's one thing if we do it. It's another thing entirely if you guys do. It's a great way to support.
Big time.
It's like if we do it, it's just like, hey, I want your money. But we've had people post, and instantly people are like, oh, hey, that's cool. No one says it's cool when we do it.
No, because they know it's us.
Right.
Showing off our own shit. No one likes that. How conceited.
We just think it's neat. I'm sorry.
REI straws.
If we could do it, man.
Yeah, we're working
I
on
know.
it. It might come with the set of dice.
Are you in a band?
But
yeah,
Another big thank you, though, to our patrons.
that's what I was getting at.
Yep.
Because if you go to those forums, while you're at the store, you get the forums, you get the link to the Discord, and then on the Discord, 10% discount. First time use.
Yep. And, thank you to our patrons.
Yep.
You guys keep the wheels turning. It's a huge deal, and you know that because we tell you, like, a lot.
And then...
Like, if you're in the Discord, you hear it a lot.
Yeah.
A couple new games on the Discord, too, that started.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Melissa's running something. We've Ghost Paw's running something.
Action Penguin is working on a game.
Working on a game.
Some more games. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to run a game, let us know. Plenty of room.
You want to join a game? Come on over.
There you go, too.
It's...
And then while you're there, you get that 10% off discount code.
And you can hang out with us and the crew, the people that are there.
Yes.
It is...
Shout out to our Discord family. You guys are so much fun to hang out with, day in, day out.
Yeah, I'm super proud of our
It's
digital
a great
set.
reprieve from work sometimes.
Right. I didn't say that.
I did.
Hey, it's okay.
Nobody in my work listens to this.
Danny, on the other hand.
Yeah, well...
He's a celebrity at work.
There are constant times where I'll have to go pick a part for a project I'm on, and I'll hear my own laugh.
That's gotta be weird.
It's so weird. Hey, shout out to guys at work. There we go.
Nice.
Like, he's hearing his own, which means they're not listening through earbuds.
Oh, no, that's playing through a stereo.
Right?
No, there was, it was early on, but there was a joke we did where we were all laughing, like all 4 of us were busting out laughing.
Imagine that.
Yeah, tell me about it. And I had walked by and heard us say it from the other guy's speaker. And he started laughing and then looked to the guy next to him who he's working with. He goes, hey, you got to hear this. Rewinds that 30-second button. They tell the joke over again. And then now there's 4 guys surrounding their one speaker and they're all laughing. It was such a cool feeling, but at the same time I was like, oh, I hate that voice.
You giving autographs at work yet?
No.
They got to buy some merch that he's going to have to autograph.
A couple of them have.
Well, hey.
A couple of guys have.
They want some signatures. Let us know.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they'll get a straw.
That does remind me is we have a promotion.
Oh yeah,
that
we do have that business.
It's not happening yet.
Okay.
But it's happening very soon because we have not settled on a thing yet.
Okay.
But it's a thing we will talk about in the Discord. I don't want to talk about in the air, but in the Discord.
We're saving it for Discord people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear what they have to say.
So, hey, get
so
on that
another
Discord.
reason to get on the Discord.
Exactly.
Because you can have a hand in what this promotion is going to be.
Well, I got to get on that Discord. I don't know what this is.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
We talked about it the other day. You just don't.
Just way to not play into that.
Yeah, that was really bad of me. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, you
fuck
can
was
say
I
it, and
thinking?
I can try and figure out how to beat that out.
We're not beating anything here.
I said,
Oh, boy.
beep.
And we're back to 1.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
So.
Days without
Silver-
crude joke.
Silver
0.
Fangs is what we're supposed to be here talking about.
Oh, really?
It's
I
alright.
thought we were just having fun.
Well, we always do. But
That's true.
It's Silver Fang time. Who wants to start?
That sounds like a catchphrase.
We'll work it in.
All right.
Alright, well.
Like a superhero catchphrase. It's Silver Fang time.
Oh, man, come on. You're making it worse.
I could make it worse, but I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you start talking, Dan.
Alright, I'll just go with the start of the tribe real quick. They tell a story of the wolf who saved Gaia from death.
Yes. Yes, they do.
It was like, okay, alright, I see where this is going already. That wolf was rewarded renewed life. And the white fur to that wolf is because white is the true color of death.
That's correct.
And the renewed life comes from the secret of death ever after.
Sounds very romantic.
You killed him.
Yeah.
With renewed life.
And choking. So,
Which will get you death.
it's,
See?
you see, it's an
just
endless
a full
cycle.
circle.
Right?
Man.
Take that, Mufasa. No.
Not the best bet.
All right, we can do this.
Can we?
It's going to be the best or the worst one, depending on how you sit on this.
Probably.
Now, something I like is that we go into the Silver Fangs version of humans,
Yes.
who just suck.
They hate them
Do
so
tell.
much. They hate the humans so much.
I
they
mean-
blame them for everything.
I mean, like, where the Garur guy is fangs, and, there's just guy's memory. It's like the humans were guys' little preemie babies.
Yeah.
No fur, no claws, no teeth. Weaver felt so bad for them that they get the Weaver supercharged their minds to make them clever, so at least they had something.
But at the same time, they also believed that humans could not survive on their own. And all the different changing breeds were tasked with helping the humans survive.
Oh, I bet they hate that they did that.
Think about that. Think of how low on the totem pole you have to be. The guy says, "Oh, y'all, they can't even."
Just can you give him some help?
Right?
Well, that's the thing. And again,
They
were told
they need all the adults.
all the changing breeds had to help them survive. But they could not keep up with deer. They would forget whatever bear said whenever bear would go to his slumber.
He said, "Don't disturb me."
Everything bear told them, they would forget. So bears, I can't do it. They can't even keep up with deer, so I'm not doing it. So wolf had to step up. Fine, I guess we'll do it.
There's other changing breeds, but okay.
Again, those are the only examples they're giving, and this is according to Silver Fangs.
What's the thing is, the Silver Fangs weren't, or the Silver Fangs, the other changing breeds weren't so much a part of that story.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you gotta, to take a step back here.
Sure.
The premise of the Silver Fang tribe book is that it's Elbrick going back to the old country to learn more about the history and the,
Yes, and not
it's-
just of the Silver Fangs, but the rest of the nation as well.
Sure, but it's a Silver Fang book, so what are we focused on?
Right, but it's very, very much focused on them.
Right. So that's the overall narrative going through here.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, because there was a part on there where he says, well, that doesn't make sense. What about the other changing breeds?
It's right here in my notes, point of fact, which is why I said it. Yeah,
right.
That doesn't explain the other changing breeds. If only Wolf made a sacrifice to teach humans, how come the other animals have changing races also? The answer? It's not their story.
Right. I love that. It's
What-
not
what?
their story to tell.
Wow.
I thought this was supposed to be how it happened.
That might be detailed in another book.
But I just appreciate that's a perfectly good question. The answer's like, it's not their story.
This is our story. Huh?
So, but, to go back to it, was Wolf had to show humans the way of life, but humans are scared of Wolf. So eventually, Wolf starts to gain 2 legs rather than all 4, and they start to walk upright. So now they're becoming more trusted by the humans.
Because they walk on 2 legs, but they're still a quadruped?
We did explain that humans are dumb, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stupid.
I mean, we covered,
Are we Silver Fangs or Red Talons right now?
The thing is, though, Weaver was not happy about the wolf being the only one showing the humans. And they cursed the Wolfmen to only have wolf form. And Gaia wouldn't reverse that curse. So they asked Luna.
Which is a good idea.
No, it's not.
And we have established that Aunt Luna, she's just a peach.
Luna agreed to reverse the curse if all the human leaders, not all the humans, but all the human leaders, were hunted down and fear installed back into them of wolf. Problem is, one wolf woman failed this test. Everybody else completed the test except one wolf woman. She failed the test.
Can you say that again faster?
One wolf woman failed this test. She could not kill the human she was tasked to kill because she loved him. And instead, Romeo and Juliet situation, she killed herself.
The dude still died, probably.
It doesn't go in more detail.
Statistically.
No,
There you go.
statistically, it happened.
Because of the one failure, she reversed some of the curse, and the wolfmen could now choose their form, but only one. They could go back and forth between them, but they had to start as one. And then in times of need, they could also choose their form of the in-between wolf and man, and that would be for war, obviously your Krynos.
Did you say tween wolf?
In-between wolf and... You know what? But since they had to choose, and they could still go in between, they were no longer man, and they were no longer wolf. They were Garu.
Well, and we skip ahead here, right, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Because, Aunt Luna, again,
Such a peach.
she is. She's the one you want. She's the one you want to go to first and only. She is stable and kind and nothing else. She blesses the Garu who would eventually be known as the Silver Fangs.
Right.
She bestowed upon them the touch of silver. I know this is a quote. Her breath stirred the fur, and her moon glow ignited it, creating a lamp in the darkness, a fiery beacon for all other Garu. These were the rightful chosen, those who lead. But she whispered to them the conditions of her spell, that they would rule only so long as they were righteous, and even then each of them would rule for no more than 7 years, after which they must step down and allow another to rule in their stead. This is extremely important.
Right. Yeah, because, I knew about the curse, and it wasn't till this book that I really got in the in-depth version of when and why and how, and this kind of made me laugh.
Yeah. And so, for years, things go on like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the Fangs following the rules. It's okay. And, they start developing, rights to stretch this out and little loopholes here and there.
Okay, he can be king now, but he has to challenge me for it.
Right. Yeah, so it's
But if he loses the challenge, I'm staying king.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
The guy, he sucks the checkers. Who knew? It's exactly it. They push it. They get an extra year out of it.
Yeah, some of them push just that much.
They offer the challenges and all that good stuff. But, as things got worse with the worm, they'd have to travel further out. They had their little kingdoms. They had to go further out to do battle with the worm.
And again, this is just Garu.
Yeah, this is
a nation.
Yeah.
This is not just...
It's not tribes
individual
yet.
tribes
This
yet.
is pre-Concord. This is
Mm-hmm.
It's just Garu, Silver Fangs and Garu. They're not even Silver Fangs yet.
Nope, they're just the ones...
the leaders.
Yeah.
The leaders with the white fur.
Mm-hmm.
So they travel further out, and what they're seeing is that they see other Garu in charge.
It's almost like some of those started forming makeshift packs.
Well, you have cases where maybe there's not and we're just going to use the term Silver Fang, there to lead. Or there was and he died.
Yeah, so
and so here's chain of command. And what they start to realize is that these guys don't have these fucking 7-year rules. These guys don't have to follow an order. They're just, that guy says he's in charge and people are following him. And after 7 years, nothing happens. He just gets to keep doing it.
Yeah, why does he get to keep doing it and we don't?
Right.
Why is that our ban from Luna?
So, and I'm going to give credit where it's due here. There is a situation. There's an Avatar of the Beast of War running amok. So it's not like it's just Tuesday.
Right.
There's a situation. And there was this king, Rock Mammoth Bull. He was kicking ass, he's taking names, but it's at the end of his 7th year run. No one's fit to challenge. No one's fit to take his place.
Yep.
What are we going to do? Well, he says, fuck it.
Yeah, he keeps going.
Yeah. And he ends up having a conversation with Falcon, because as you do. Yeah. And he asks Falcon, hey, if I swear me and my tribe our loyalty to you.
And Helios.
Well,
hold on. Let him get there.
Jesus. Says, if I swear my tribe to you, can you let your daddy Helios give us a longer rule?
Tom's face right now.
and Falcon is replaced by the Falcon, and Helios gets involved, all 2 scoops and everything. And he's
knew you were gonna do that.
He's like, here's the deal. I couldn't just get into Luna's business, but you asked me. Yeah, we can make that happen.
You pledge allegiance now.
Yeah, pledge your allegiance to the flag. You get your longer rule, buddy. Done and done. So he does. Which, here's the thing.
That's my part.
Here's the thing. And you may have heard this before. Aunt Luna is crazy.
Why are you going to piss off Aunt Luna?
She's crazy. So shockingly, she's furious at the Silver Fang's betrayal. So mad, it kind of made a new aspect of Luna.
Oh, wow.
It didn't, but it kind of did. It's spirits, right?
We got Super Weaver Luna.
I would call her Problem Luna.
That's not Aunt Luna anymore. It's Problem
It's
Luna.
Problem Luna. And she puts the smack down. She says, no more moon bridges and moon paths. They'll be there. They just ain't going to help you.
Nice.
This is what you get for crossing me.
Right?
She's not done.
Well, she was. And see, that's how the Silver Fang Lodge of the Moon came about. And we'll go back to the lodges.
Yes.
This is they did this to make amends. To make it up to Luna. Now, of course, the other half of the tribe thought that Luna should shut up and be grateful, maybe make a couple sandwiches, and support the Garo anyway, because they're so fucking great.
Yep.
So those guys made the Lodge of the Sun despite her.
So now you have the lodge, the whole entire Silver Fangs.
Right, now there's lodges.
Split down the middle.
Which again, we're gonna enter into in a second. But anyway, that's, after years of kissing Luna's ass, she finally restores the gifts. Okay, you can have your moon bridges back. Fine, moon paths will go somewhere. But she didn't forgive him.
No.
Because we are talking about Luna, and are you high? So instead, she doubles down on the curse. She doubles down on the 7-year thing.
Oh, why piss off a celestial? Stop it.
The decree is now, anyone who rules past the 7 is cursed with insanity, which is where we get our Silver Fangs being crazy. Here's the thing. Now, we have talked about, on more than one occasion, headcanon. And people will get an idea in their brains, whether they read a thing from another book or someone with a bad take on something said something, it was the first thing they heard or whatever.
Yeah, or you just read it, you misinterpreted it.
Or you just made up a thing that you liked better. That's fine. But the idea of headcanon and remembering that headcanon as if it were the real canon and how that's a problem.
Yeah, especially for how long it happens.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, let's say you read it 20 years ago.
I am guilty of this here.
Yes.
Because I had always remembered that being a well-guarded secret among the Silver Fangs. Is that the Silver Fangs knew they had 7 years in charge, and then they go nuts, and they're not going to tell the nation that. Which is a little selfish, but on the same
But they
mind,
only tell each other.
Right, but they know. So it's a little selfish, but there's also a little bit of honor and nobility to that. That they believe so hard that they're the right people to be in charge, that they're willing to risk total fucking insanity to do what they believe is right for the nation. That's noble.
That is very noble.
Here's the problem with that.
The problem with that is that was my headcanon. Only the highest echelons of this tribe know that secret.
Why keep...
Exactly.
And that's why all of a sudden
It ruins the tribe for me.
ruins it.
You shouldn't keep that a secret.
Not to your own people. How
Right.
irresponsible is that?
Yeah. Because that's just ruining your tribe from within now, because then they don't know they're going to go nuts in 7 years, and then they go nuts.
You think if Jacob Morningkill knew he was going to completely fucking batshit, he might have, like, hit the brakes at 6 years, 11 months?
Probably.
Hit the brakes. Oh shit, that's almost time. Someone take over.
Time to retire. Hey, Albrecht, have a seat, buddy.
There you go.
And then I'm going to, like, live my life normal, because I'm not going nuts. I can be a kick-ass advisor.
That's true.
But no one told him.
So we say that,
But he's pretty high on that. He should have known.
Albrecht didn't. Albrecht learns it in this book
That's true.
and doesn't believe it.
That's the other
But why is
problem.
he getting told and Morningkill didn't get
Well, he
told?
had the Silver Crown.
That's fair. Okay.
Like, only the highest of the high, they had to discuss whether or not they're going to tell Albrecht.
Wow.
Oh yeah, there's in the story they're telling. It's the guy's telling him a story, and then he goes, "Okay, I think that's enough for today," and then he leaves, and then someone comes around. He didn't tell you the entire story. Well, what do you mean he didn't tell me this? Why wouldn't he tell me the entire thing? And they drop that secret. No, you're wrong. That's not true.
Okay.
Why would you say
Find
that to
out in
me?
7 years, bud.
Yeah, we'll see in 7 years. Good thing you turned off that Crown does whatever I tell you to do thing.
We'll get there too, but and I see why. Again, I knew about the curse.
Right.
I knew certain things, and it wasn't until this book where I'm able to read and deep dive into it to realize, holy hell, you're only making things worse. It's very, what's the opposite of honorable?
Well, you know, it's the shit that people try to bust the Shadow Lords for, not understanding the Shadow Lords.
Wow, yeah, that's a good point.
And no, fair. Completely.
Chris, can you imagine if the Lords knew about that shit?
Oh, no.
They would take over instantly.
They'd have to.
They'd have to.
That would be the straw that finally broke the back
It
kind of
would.
thing.
It would. I was listening to that episode earlier today. That's why I brought it up.
Nicely done.
I was talking about them ruling evilly. You remember?
Yes.
Evilly.
Yeah, because if anybody knew,
Yeah.
other than, again, the top.
And again, I could see if they kept it within the tribe.
Sure.
Or just within the lords, at least.
Even, yeah.
The kings. I mean, just make sure they know that they need to step down and pass that information on to their next king.
Well, and here's the question. What does rule mean?
Yeah.
Does it mean a sept? Does it mean
I was
a
going
house?
to
Or
pose
does
that
it mean a
question
pack?
because
No, I was gonna say,
they're not
can it
clear
go-
on it.
No, they're not.
They're
Can
not
it go
clear.
down as far as a pack?
Well, it doesn't.
They're not clear on it, so
So it's
So
super
in-
ambiguous then.
In my games, it does mean a pack.
you're technically leading.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you're not leading the whole tribe, but you're
Reese-
technically leading.
If Reese Burns Bridges takes control of the Silver Star Pack, the clock starts ticking.
Oh, man.
that would make sense, that it would just keep
Again,
going down.
that's his headcanon.
Well, that's
we're giving
in my
credit where it's
table.
due.
That's I'm not even saying it's headcanon. I'm just
Right.
saying in my games. There's a slight difference.
It's fair. And, that's not putting someone down who doesn't do it that way.
No,
because,
that's just-
Again, it's super ambiguous.
Exactly, it's vague enough that you can play with that interpretation. I just think it's more interesting that way.
Sure.
Of course, my headcanon,
Mhm.
which is where I misremembered a thing as fact, was that they just shared it with everyone. Because why wouldn't you tell everybody that they're going to go crazy?
That part baffles me the most, is why it's such a guarded secret.
I mean, within the tribe, I get it. Because again, you don't want the Shadow Lords finding that out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want the children of Gaia finding that out.
You can also see it on their end and not wanting to tell their tribe because people have loose lips.
True, the more people who know a secret,
It's
the
not
less
a secret
Exactly. I get that too,
Yeah.
but there's a point, even a middle ground to where when Jacob Morningkill sits down on that oaken throne, someone from the old country comes over and goes, "Hey, something you got to know." It's part of the
You
orientation
can only sit there
package,
for 7 years.
right?
Orientation
It's part of the
package.
orientation package. Yeah. Here's your 401k. Here's the policy on
HR.
sexual harassment.
HR just steps up.
You're going crazy in 7 years.
I like how Silver Fangs have an HR and they just hand them a packet.
If any tribe's gonna.
Yeah.
You're right.
You can do that with the Silver Fangs. Like, most likely to have caviar.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. So it's there.
There you go.
HR, definitely. If there's a tribe with HR, it's the Silver Fangs.
We got anything else on their intro?
Well, I guess we kind of You missed the Impersium part, huh?
That's where I'm trying to bring us back to the Impersium part.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that really close to the beginning, but we didn't.
Well.
Sorry.
Hey,
go ahead,
we'll
Danny.
get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
No, your favorite's the Impersium. I was leaving on you.
I skipped it. I didn't care.
We knew they took full credit.
Right. War Rage, I got a little blurb, which, as you recall, none of the other animals in ancient days would heed Gaia's calls to duty, but for Wolf. The shape-changing progeny of these animals were just as selfish and short-sighted. Off to a good start.
So far, so good.
I wanted to take this word for word.
Oh. This is direct from the book.
Oh, yeah. They went about what they believed to be their business, scornful of the Garu. In many times and places, they attempted to prevent the Garu from doing their duty to maintain the world in balance. During the Impersium, they even raised claws or wings against us, while we culled their kinfolk herds. The audacity, right?
Oh, jeez.
How dare you? You smack-talked my mom, I'm gonna hit you.
No, we smack-murdered your mom. And how dare you raise a claw to us?
I'm sorry.
How dare you? How dare you?
Such effrontery can be forgiven, but not their betrayal of Gaia herself. They chose to spurn the natural world and ally with new spirits born from the dreams of humans. That's, it's not all-inclusive. That's what they got to say. War Rage. How dare they get upset that we killed their kinfolk?
How dare they? The audacity. All of them.
No, I just love the balls of how that's arranged. Now, go back to the Impersium. If I recall correctly, I might be, but if I remember, because I didn't this time, I did before. Obviously it was them.
Yeah.
Of course, Silver Fangs gave the order to make it happen. Absolutely. But if I recall, they totally ended it. It was Falcon
who told them to end it.
Yeah, like it was. I think it's the only time that something above them makes the call. In all the tribe books, right? It's either like, we ended it, or we didn't, but someone else did, and it's probably better, right?
Something like that, yeah.
But in this time it was, our totem, and I think there was that meeting, there was a meeting in Pangea about it.
Yes, something like that.
Which is actually kind of brilliant.
Why do you say that?
Well, we haven't talked about Pangea yet, but that's coming soon.
Coming soon to a theater near
you. Yeah, because we're going to do we're doing all the Near Realms.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things in Pangea is there are no tribes in Pangea.
Okay.
Your first gray, and you revert to a time before tribes. You don't remember the name of your tribe in that realm because the tribe doesn't exist in the time of that realm. So there's no tribal lines or bullshit to get in the way. We're all just Garu.
Huh. Nice.
Like, it's kind of a brilliant way to do business.
A little bit.
Because it cuts all the shit. You'd think they do that more often. Right?
No, you're absolutely right.
If you have a place you can go that everyone's impartial now.
Yeah, that'd be awesome for meetings and moots and stuff like that.
Right?
So that is our last one for saying they did.
Oh, they totally did. Because, their totem said so, but that counts. That's a them.
You know what that means?
We gotta tally it up.
Oh, we got our tallies?
We got our tally. Yes, we're going to do the Chiller Gaia Redux, but we know they took full credit.
Yeah, we already have that information, and the Redux is in the future. Don't remind people. We'll get to it when we want to.
So, Chiller Gaia took full credit. Wendigo did not take credit.
101.
1-1. Stargazers did not take credit. 1 and 2.
Okay.
Bonars did not take credit.
3.
1 and Oof. Red Talons did not take credit.
1 and 4. Porter, you're not looking good.
I said far. Like half, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit.
The Geta Fenris.
Oh, no way.
No.
Yep. 1 and 5.
The Fianna. Yes.
Ooh, we got another yes.
Hey, so
the Uctana. No.
2 6.
The Black Furies. Like half.
I'll take it. It's a 3.
Half credit.
2.5, 6.5.
Okay. Yeah, there was like half credit.
Oh.
All right, we'll give it to you.
The Shadow Lords, no.
Nope.
3 to 7.
And the Silver Fangs, yes.
4 to 7.
Kind of close.
You were pretty close.
Is
4.
It?
Oh.
Wait. That math's not correct.
Oh, shit. I forgot the Glasswalkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they take it?
No.
No. And I also forgot Striders. Hold on, where's my notes? Yep, Striders.
Who
So 4 to 8.
absolutely did. In fact, not only did they take credit, but they opened with, the Shelter guy had tried first and they failed. So they threw the coggies under the bus on that one, too.
Oh, boy. So we have 5 to 8. You were close.
I was close. It's about half.
It's about half.
I mean, you're 1.5 off, but sure.
But where was I coming from?
Right. I mean, we gave that other half point to the Furies, too, so.
I was coming off memory as we started the series.
Yeah, it was
true.
I said half of them are going to take credit. Yep.
And plus, you were probably mixing the editions, so it could have changed in the editions.
What?
Right?
They all have the same information. Who are you talking about?
Oh, yeah?
Feel free to dive through all those books, Danny.
No, thanks.
Coming soon, the Daniel Tyson exclusive one-man show going through the first edition Tribe books.
Oh, God, no one's going to want to listen to that.
I'm not going to want to be a part of it. So.
That's why
it's
so a one-man show. I'll listen.
You barely listen now.
Oh.
Thanks for listening to the podcast.
I mean...
Boom roasted.
Boom
Yourself.
roasted. I don't like to hear myself talk.
So, we did talk about... I said we'd come back around to it.
Yeah, we're going to go back
I
to
mentioned the origins
lodges.
of the Sun and Moon lodges. So, Tom, what do you got for us there?
So they have the Celestial Lodges, is how they dub them. And each Silver Fang is encouraged to choose one after his firsting, so his first change.
Right.
Or his rite of passage, I'm assuming.
So at the rite of passage, you're
encouraged. You're not told, you're encouraged. It's not saying, hey, you have to, but you're encouraged.
Which is weird to me. Because we also have houses.
Oh, we'll get to those.
But, can you only be certain houses if you're under the Lodge of the Sun? You can have several members of the Lodge of the Sun and the Lodge of the Moon in the same camp? Or, house?
Be house. Camps are a whole nother thing.
Can you do all three? This is the weird part.
I feel like Tom's going to tell us.
Sure. I mean, not really, but...
Oh! Excellent.
I mean, they're not specific in the houses that you have to be part of the Sun or you have to be part of the Moon.
Okay. I was curious. I
didn't even bother going into clans because Silver Fangs is the lodges and their houses are the most important to them.
Right.
Clans, obviously, that's just character creation kind of thing. More, and I don't like to dive into that too much.
Clan or camp?
Camp, sorry.
Well, it's important because they have enough special things.
Yes, that is very important, actually.
I was going to say, wait, we're the clans. I missed that part.
Okay, so now in the lodges, obviously, they have a king's court. These are the lodges that are in the SYBS, obviously, or under the king's rule of whatever house that is.
For which one?
One of the 13, well, there's 7.
For which lodge? Because there's 2 lodges.
This is just the overall, both lodges. This is how they work. There's a court to them.
So, okay. I'm trying to follow.
Think of it as a monarchy. It's a court, so you have your ladder, essentially.
Okay.
A king's court from the house consists of advisors from both lodges. So they have both their lodges, and each lodge has 3 necessary posts. So in the lodges in their sept, cairn, whatever you want to call it, of that house, their main house, they have the shaman, and this is the guy who leads the lodge, typically always a thurge. Then they have a steward. He's the one that sees the shaman's orders are carried out, typically always a philodox. And then they have the squire, who maintains the lodge's material and spiritual possessions and the member list, and this is typically your galliards.
And now there's one from each lodge there.
One from each lodge. There's always the 3 in each lodge.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So there's 2 shaman, there's 2 squires, there's 2...
but one from the sun, one from the moon.
Yep. Exactly. Okay.
No, I'm just saying, so your sun, you have these 3, and then the moon, they have their 3.
Yeah, so it's
It's the king's court. You have to have representation from both lodges.
Okay.
So, yeah, you get
I'm trying to follow, because you were going for this part, so I skipped it. So I'm trying to follow myself.
So you're with it, though?
Getting
so,
there,
yes. You get the lodge, and there's the shaman Sun Goku, and then Moon Goku.
Got it, yep.
All right, you got to have both Gokus.
Yep. No, I'm seeing it now.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Of note, the king is of neither lodge. He is the balance between them. And they, in quote, champion of twilight is what they call them.
Okay.
Because they're the balance between the lodges. So they don't choose a lodge to be under. They're the balance between the 2. That's why he has the advisors to talk to from both of them to get both their perspectives.
Which makes sense.
But if they're encouraged to pick their lodge after the rite of passage, and when they become
they're
king...
encouraged. They don't have to.
So are you saying...
So if you're already born in and you're going to be king, you don't pick a lodge.
Okay.
Or perhaps you abandon your ties to a lodge and you become king.
That was my question. Do they abandon those ties if they are?
Well, if they can't be either one.
Yeah. They have to be the neutral.
Show bias. I don't know. Thinking out loud.
So now I'll get a little more in depth on each lodge.
Oh, now we're going in depth. Jesus
I had
Christ.
to give you the overview of them.
He
Jeez.
barely understood that.
This is going to be interesting for Danny.
Yes.
There's a lot for you, man.
I'm trying to say.
I don't know.
Fuck you.
So the Lodge of the Sun. The Lodge of the Sun is concerned mainly with events in the material world. For example, history, current affairs, relationships between SYBS and other tribes, or tracking the enemy's movement. Its methods are order and reason. Obviously, this is the tools of Helios, order and reason. This lodge is largely dominated by Hamid Garu. Oh, Porter has something.
When you say that Helios is focused on order and reason, I feel like there's an implication about Aunt Luna in that.
Sure. I wouldn't doubt that there's a little implication there.
Just waiting to hear it.
Well, you won't. Because it's not, they don't specifically go, she's crazy.
But you just did, and it's good enough for me.
It's a subtlety there, I guess. So Silverfang Kings, they have methods of leaderships.
Okay.
So they have to, so coming from either lodge, each lodge has 5 methods of leaderships, and you would fall under one of these. And they dubbed them, in quotes, leadership aids. So this is kind of like how you would lead when you're a leader.
So is it more or less suggesting a way to do your...
It's just the way that, it's just how you lead.
Okay.
They put you in this category.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like how a Ragabash would lead.
Okay.
You would have a category.
Gotcha.
So the 5 in the Sun, they have the 4th right court, and this values honesty and frank dealings over everything. So just as long as you're a very honorable person, the way you lead, that's the court you would fall under. The Conquering Court, which values growth through conquest, which doesn't happen much anymore because nobody's really fighting for territory.
Right.
I mean...
I stated it in the book. It doesn't
happen
happen much anymore.
Because they're silver fangs. Why do we need to fight for our territory we already have?
Smack.
Well, like
I mean, hell, I think I don't even know where it is in there, but he says something along the lines of, why do we need to respect the territory or the land when all the land is ours? No, it was territory.
that was in Chaldea.
All right, well, the third one, because you guys are getting a little way late here, the Steadfast Court, it values tradition rather than anything new. So they would stick to the old ways. The Righteous Court, which values the king's goals above all else. So whatever his goals are, that's how you're leading. And then the Ideal Court values an idea or a philosophy or a creed. So you have the way you want to do it. That's the way you're doing it. So now we'll switch over Lodge of the Moon. The Lodge of the Moon is concerned mainly with spiritual and mystical affairs and the emotional tenor of its kingdom. The morale of its king's subjects also. They ensure relations with spirits are well maintained and ever seeks to renew Luna's favor. So if you're in the Lodge of the Moon, you're trying to amend with Luna.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they were created, right?
Right. I was going to say, they're there to try and kiss her ass and make her...
And then they state insight and intuition, the tools of Luna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We need to make her feel better.
It's probably a better way to put that, I guess, if you're trying to get on her good side.
I was just going to say,
Not
make
Aunt
her
Luna.
feel better. Of all the stupid shit we've done, we need to appease her.
Right. Well, I mean, you should.
This is the house dedicated to uncrazy in that. No, maybe not.
So obviously this is largely, this lodge is attracted by all the lupus silverfangs.
Which makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The spiritual aspects.
And obviously it's never going to be 100% of everyone, but so you're seeing typically Lodge of the Sun are Hamids, and typically Lodge of the Moon are lupus.
Well, not tip. I mean, there's still Hamid in Lodge of the Moon.
But your
But
greater percent.
I'm not even saying that, because your greater is Hamid Garu anyway. There's not as many lupus-born Garu as there is Hamid-born Garu. But I'm saying most of the lupus-born Silver Fangs will sway to the Lodge of the Moon.
Okay.
So now the Moon styles of leadership. First one's called the Primal Court, and it values all the ancient ways of leading, like the wolf, going way back to just when you're a wolf. The Empty Court values pure intuition over standards and traditions. The Subtle Court values the king's traits over their divine right to govern. So just like their natural traits, not just, I was born to do this. Then I believe the Subtle Court is what Albrecht falls under. That's what they were stating in the book, that he falls under that court.
Okay.
See, that's good to know. I mean, it sucks because I can't use that information in game, but...
Well,
you
in our
wouldn't
game,
Right.
Albrecht's not even king yet.
Right, it's still
Oh,
morning
good
kill.
point, yeah.
The Charmed Court values the brood of spirits who act as the advisors to the king. So this is the only time when a king is actually using spirit brood to advise on what he's doing.
Which is interesting because of how, it's a court of the moon too, but how they feel about their totem and the level of reverence that, the tribes love their totem.
Yeah,
obviously.
of course.
You don't find a get a fetish who goes, I'm kind of lukewarm on that guy.
It's either likes him or he doesn't.
It's not, it doesn't work that way, but.
They're revered. And I know what you're going.
Yeah, but the Silver Fangs and Falcon,
That's very much.
they betrayed Luna for this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think out of all the revered ones, that this is probably up there in the highest because of the betrayal of Luna.
You can make the argument.
And we got one last one. The Changing Court values the whim of the ruler more so than the Empty Court does. Like, just what that ruler's doing is God.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Best practice by a Ragabash king, though, because they question so much.
I get
understand that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Can be misused by a madman, and you can guess Morning Kill was under this one.
Yeah, how about that?
Sounds about right. Was Morning Kill a Ragabash?
I think Morning Kill was not around.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, don't quote me on that, because, look, the most important thing he did in the canon was get murdered.
Good job. Good job, Morning Kill.
But seriously, his death facilitated Elbric's rise to power.
True.
So the most relevant thing he did in the canon was get murdered. That was his big contribution.
So, in all reality, it doesn't matter.
Kind of doesn't.
Okay.
But I think he was an around.
So I'm thinking for this to make more sense, we got to move on to houses.
Okay.
So, the next step down, then.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
But these you have to choose.
When do you choose them?
Well, I think you're kind of born into them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, again, you look at Elbrick and Morning Kill. They're from House Swimfo.
Yep, the biggest house. But we'll get to that. So originally, there was 13 houses. But right now, only 7 remain. The reason for 13 goes back to the original 13 wolves of the pure tundra. Or the pale. I don't know why I said pure. The core alphas of the Silver Fangs is what they call that. The original 13 is the core alphas of the Silver Fang. They then quotes, and that's a direct quote, core alphas from the book.
That's kind of funny.
So every Silver Fang traces their lineage back to one of these 13. They're really big on their lineage, not their heritage, their lineage.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. It's rare to be able to do so now, because how far along we are. It's kind of rare to trace it all the way back and how much muddying has been happening.
Yeah.
But, and also due to that, there's only 7 remaining. So it's getting even harder. And I put this little tidbit. Houses are a lot like little mini monarchs. Little mini monarchies. So, you got your king. So
And each house has a king, too?
Each house has a king.
Okay.
Yep.
Or queen.
Or queen, which I'm getting to. So each house has either king or queen. So under them are lords and ladies, which are ones who rule over other septs within the house territory. Or these could also be heroes of prominent packs or heirs to the throne. And now under them, it's just like a ladder, keep going down. Under them are stewards, who are in charge of coordinating pack tasks. Of course, packs have their own leader, who may also get a title of some sort.
I'm just thinking back to what you said, how ambiguous it is about ruling. Mm-hmm. How many of these people, if we're going with that, they are ruling something, how many fucking Silver Fangs are actually going absolutely insane?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Look at that ladder and how much it travels. It could be a lot.
And it's kind of my point of bringing that up here.
And it's not stated in the book at what specific leader it is.
And I kind of appreciate that, because at that point now, it's given you license to go, how bad do you want it to be? Mm-hmm. How rotten is this fish?
We have the lodges, and there's a king there, and then you drop down to the...
Well, there's not a king at the lodge. There's...
The king.
The guy that runs the lodge.
Right,
He's not the king. The king of the sept, or of that territory. Like, it could be the lord or the lady of that territory, of that sept that has that lodge there. Yeah, but these lodges are normally only under the king or queen of the house, is where the lodges are going to be at their sept. I'm sure they're not having extra sub-lodges in the smaller septs
with
in the territory.
The monarchy here, and you're going step down, and then each house has a king or queen. Each one of those could be constantly going insane.
Oh, yeah. But I was just making sure you were clear that...
Yeah, might have said it a little backwards, but that's because I'm
making
still
sure you
trying
said
to...
that the celestial...
I'm not taking notes
Lodge
as
does
you're
not-
saying this. I'm
I
trying
know.
to follow in my head.
Well, it's hard because it's a really big ladder. That's why I said it's like a monarchy.
This is fun.
So now I dip into each house a little bit. Just a little scratch the surface of them. So you got
Just the tip?
just the tip. Just for you.
Thanks.
The first one, House Wormfoe, known for its mavericks. Bold and individualistic kings. They don't rely on tradition so much as on their own instinct and wits.
With Albert and Morningkill, it kind of makes sense.
Well, if I remember correctly, they are probably the most famous for their work in America.
Right.
You know, most of these guys, it's all over
House
country.
Wormfoe is mainly America.
Yeah.
And it's the largest house? Or
It has the most
Yes.
members.
okay.
It's hard not to argue it has the most members due to, we'll get to it, it's the Shadow Curtain, which leads into Clan Crescent Moon. They cling to the ancient traditions. Their original king went mad and dissolved the Lodge of the Sun.
See, it did go then. See, each house king can go mad.
So there you go. The clan was ever present during the Shadow Curtain, as in most of the rest of these clans they all were, but this one they stated they were most ever present because they had the Queen Tomorrow. And she's trying to change this clan around, or this house around, and she's trying really hard to right all the wrongs that were done.
She does good work.
She does.
She's a good one.
That's cool.
Next one is the Gleaming Eye. This house is mainly trying to root out all of the tribe's worm taint from within. It's basically the facilitating house. It goes around and just does the checks and balances. Make sure you're doing things right. And they're also trying to root out who is falling to the moon curse. You can see they're trying.
But
Yeah, stop withholding the information.
right?
Yeah.
That would just fix it.
Right.
And that's if they knew about it.
I mean, it's like if your bathtub overflowed, like your bathroom was overflowing, and so you're like scooping up.
And putting it in the bathtub.
But like your bathroom's flooding because the bathtub is on. Just turn off the water.
But you're scooping it and trying to put it
Yeah,
back
like
in
you're
the bathtub.
yeah, exactly. You're trying to scoop this water up, but the water's float. Just turn off the water.
Well,
Maybe they're also mad. Next, the Austere Howl. Austere.
austere. Sure.
Austere. We'll go with that. English. Widely believed to have fallen to worm taint from kin involved in worm cults hidden within British noble families. So they're on a path to badness.
But they are still around though.
Some,
Okay.
but they're
Is this the one that's slowly dying out?
basically slowly turning worm because of their kin
Sweet.
practicing in worm cult stuff.
Good job, Uncle Al.
Uncle Al.
We get a lot of aunts and uncles going on. Next, the Unbreakable Hearth. This is an American-based house. Little is known, but their job is to facilitate between other tribes. I mean, when he was telling Elbrick, he's like, I don't know much about this tribe due to the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
But they're American tribe. The Blood Red Crest has failed to birth a new cub in 5 years.
Shit.
So
That's
they
bad news.
are losing cairns due to this, obviously, because their numbers are not growing; they're only going down. So they're largely falling back to their main stronghold ones and trying to keep those. That they believe it's something about a curse. They're like the head king's cursed on not making more. Next and last, the seventh, Wiseheart. I put in quotes, this is my own headcanon, think of Tina.
Okay.
They're very wise, but are beginning to hide their knowledge from the tribe. It is also said that their king knows the secret of death and the secret of kingship, which he's not supposed to. Especially the secret of death.
Some know,
Right.
some don't, some pretend not to know.
Well, that's why I said think of Tina, this one, because they're trying to hide. They are like the keepers of secrets for the tribe. They're the keepers of the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to obviously give it out, but they're starting to withhold it all. And soon, and it said in the book, soon the Gleaming Eye house is going to be knocking on their door, going, you're not doing things right. And then I have just the mentioning of the last 13, or the last to round out the 13.
Yeah.
The last houses that no longer exist is the Conquering Claw.
Well, it's funny you bring them up.
You got something.
He's got something.
Yeah. No, it was, I was talking to Grant today.
Okay.
You know, our buddy Grant from our Discord and Weaponized Inc.
Mhm.
But see how I did that in that order there?
Nice.
Of course.
So, buddy Grant. But yeah, we were talking today. Conquering Clock came up because it really kind of points to the Silver Fangs as a tribe. You know, they were so entrenched on remaining in ancient Rome. This is when they died out. Is that they ended up letting themselves be wiped out by vampires.
purpose.
They weren't...
Didn't want to give up territory.
Yeah, they were so staunch in refusing to give up the ground.
They died on that hill.
Yeah, they died. They chose to die on that hill. And it's one of those times in history where Leech beat Garu. Just period.
That's unfortunate.
Right.
Next is the... Oh, you're going to keep going.
No, I mean, I was just going to say that they were the only house that thrived in ancient Rome.
Oh, yeah.
And, so there you go.
Only for so long.
Right.
Next would be the ice pack. And I didn't really go into any kind of descriptions on these. I'm just giving you the names.
Sure. That's fine, because they don't exist anymore, and they're not important.
Right, because you can't. Well, they're important, but
they used to be.
You can't play them, so it's kind of...
They used to be important.
Unless you revive them. Somehow.
But...
No, go on, Tom.
Next would be the winter snow. Which, ice pack, winter snow. The golden sky, the unknown, and the unnamed. The unnamed due to they fell to the worm.
Okay. So the unknown because they just forgot?
I didn't read at all. I just wrote down their name.
I
just had to.
The unknown, I did save that one. I had a little bit on that one. That was
all right, of course.
The original name was wiped from all records, and it was mainly because it was out of shame and guilt.
Oh, they did something wrong.
Yeah, it was a.
So they're not on the record anymore because they did something wrong.
They used the wrong fork.
And no, actually, it was a complete
I would hope that.
wiping out of one of the changing breeds.
Well, it wasn't specifically a changing breed. It was some claim that the sheer cruelty in hunting other shape changers so offended Gaia that she removed them from the world, tearing varied name from history and record.
That's a little awesome.
A little bit.
What is... I want to take that literally.
She just poof, you're gone.
Just like a giant earth hand comes up and just
snaps the fingers,
just drags them to hell or whatever.
Oh, even better. I was thinking the Thanos snap, but hey,
someone's watching too much Marvel.
Yeah, we don't truck with that.
Hey,
too many people know what that is. It's no fun.
Good point.
That's all we got for houses.
Well, I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts, and then obviously it goes down to clans too. Camps. Good God.
Which I have the stuff on the camps. I don't know if you did, and we can just name them.
I didn't, just because it's just you're doing sub more, and it's just.
And then that's the question I had too.
Going so far?
If we have camps, can they be part of a camp and not be part of a certain lodge, or not be part of a certain house?
You don't have to choose a lodge.
I get that, but
you are born into a house.
But can you only be certain camps?
Well, yeah, you can only be one camp.
Yeah, obviously you can only be one camp, but can certain houses or certain lodges or both not be
stop
certain
with the lodge.
Camps?
Just stop with the lodge.
Remove them from play.
Okay, remove lodge from play. Just think house.
Can certain houses only be part of certain camps?
Certain house can have. I mean, I'm assuming because it's not stated in the book.
That's the question I had. I mean, there is no specifics.
There's no specific camp to a house.
It's just a thought.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, I didn't read camps.
You can camp wherever you want.
You're the one that read camps, so if it specifically states it in the camp that it goes to that house.
I only looked up the names of the camps here.
Well, then we can't. Don't take anything we're saying right now literally, guys. Then, because we didn't read the camps, so that could be true.
I mean,
but in the houses section, it didn't state that.
Okay.
I like how the guy who did the research on the camps is the one asking the question about the camps.
Well, because he was supposed to have it.
I said I was doing
the houses
and the celestial.
How dare you not go any farther?
Because camps. When have we gone through camps?
Again, it was just a quick sentence of each one. But for camps, the royalists, which are kind of like traditionalists, that's all they do. It's tradition, the old ways.
I could see what house they'd fall under.
Yeah, that's kind of why I had that question.
Well, then it's safe to assume that that's going to stick to that one.
All right.
House.
Renewalists, which are more of adapting to the new ideas and have to adapt to coming times here.
That could fall under a few houses.
The Ivory Priesthood, which are kind of like researchers of secrets of life and death.
Oh, I know what one that's going under then.
The Grey Raptors, taking action against and punishing any who defy the entire Silver Fang name. It's like
put them in the Wormfoe one, and that's just a badass guy.
It kind of reminded me of the Judges of Doom, of the Shadow Lords, but it's just the Silver Fang edition of it.
It'll be a lot busier.
And then the Masters of the Seal, stealing the secrets of the other tribes to use against them.
Ooh. And comparing people to a kiss from a rose on the grave.
Oh,
oh, jeez.
I'm mad he didn't do it.
To be fair, he should have.
He should have.
Fuck you. How dare you use Kiss from a Grave on 2 different episodes?
It worked out.
I will do that every time Seal comes up.
So, what's that leave us with? Oh, totem.
Yeah, we got totems.
That is,
Falcon. Done.
just,
Aggressively.
this is,
Tribal totem is
We're-
Falcon.
yeah, we're gonna spread this around. I did the research on it. We're gonna spread this around because there's a lot of shit.
Like peanut butter and cheese.
Like something, man. Here, you can have
Oh, I
this.
get this one.
You
All
can have
right.
that one. Just 3 separate pages just out of the fucking tribe book.
This is just out of the tribe book?
This is out of the tribe
You didn't even
book.
go into Access Monday.
Yeah, I
no,
did.
yes,
That's
yes,
a
of course you
mishap.
did.
Oh my goodness. Guys, we're going to be here a while.
And we're not fucking
just,
around.
No, just pick the one that interests you, I guess.
Well, I'm going to go by name then.
Okay, whatever.
Well, so I guess to do that, is we're just going to do the quick overview. Because,
Yeah.
come on. Here it is. It's all birds.
Shocking.
It's all birds.
Birds.
It's
Birds.
birdemic.
That's the show. Good night.
It's all birds.
There's no birds.
But you explain Falcon a little?
What's that?
Explain Falcon a little? Or are you just going straight to the brood?
I was just going straight to the brood.
Oh, all right.
Can do Falcon.
I didn't know if there was a specific for Falcon to lay him out.
Kinda. I mean, I guess it's...
I mean, we've done that in every other episode.
No, you're right. You're right. I'll be honest, when I was doing the research, I got a little mind flooded at the sheer number of totems in that book.
Yeah, holy crap.
It's a lot. I mean, I'm judging by how many sheets you have sitting there. There is a
Yeah,
lot.
there are 3 pages of notes just on the totems in the book. Which,
So Falcon has quite a brood.
yeah, you didn't screw around.
And
with
I
that.
thought Rat was a little, because Rat had so many different kinds of rat. Mother Rat, grandmother Rat, father Rat.
Yeah, but at the same time, Rat didn't have like.
And then
several
Rat
different-
kept, Rat likes to take others that are...
And I was going to say he takes other parts of other broods.
Right, so I thought that was a lot, but this
These are all
is
birds.
a lot.
Yeah, really is. And see, that's the thing, is the problem with that is they spent so much time talking about all the other totems that are in Falcon's brood.
They didn't really.
They didn't
They
really
didn't spend a lot of time on Falcon.
Okay.
They talk about how he's got this great pedigree and how he's all beloved by the Silver Fangs, but they don't really focus on him too much.
Which is shocking considering they adore him so much.
Yeah,
I mean, they did have a little thing on there.
I mean, it's not a whole lot.
No, but they use the different moon phases and to revere him and to honor him.
Wouldn't it be sun phases?
Well, no, because it was
Well, he is a Helios aligned totem.
true, but they use like the auspices to honor him, and they use different parts of Falcon.
Well, sure, but I mean, we're talking about Falcon as a character, for lack of a better term. Like we always talk about, and again, because I went over some of those old ones earlier today.
Right.
Like how we talked about how Uktena is just mean and murdery.
Very.
I wrote it down, and there was, like they said, they used the auspices to honor, and the Ragabash, the Falcon's eyes. The Thurge, the Falcon's ears. The Philodox, Falcon's wings. Galliards, Falcon's beak. And the Aurons, the Falcon's talent.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was cool, and yeah, they didn't give a whole lot of information as the totem himself. But
Right, because that's
that
about...
can be a good, substitute.
It works.
Sure. That said...
Kind of sucks they don't really give him much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think if you're going to play Falcon, I would probably go... I mean, obviously you want to do the Regal thing.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe vaguely aloof. Falcon is hot shit in a champagne glass. And he's aware of it.
And also Regal. The deadly combination.
Like that hot shit in a champagne glass. I like that. That's one way to put it, and I can totally see it.
I think that's how it would be done. You make sure you throw those rose petals down. Make sure you avert your eyes.
Kneel before me.
Like it already better be done.
Yeah.
So who do you think you're talking to? So that's the thing. I mean, that's about what I've got on Falcon because, hey.
Well, let's move on to the brood then.
Yeah, let's go on to the brood.
Sure.
All right. You've got, Osprey, the skilled and wise hunter. He has a lot of respect among water elementals, fish spirits. You've got Marlin, sorry.
Marlin.
That's wrong. I'm thinking, I saw the fish spirits. I started thinking about other things.
I just find it hilarious. They're all birds.
It's all birds.
I think it's funny that a fish spirit is like that's his food.
It's an honor to be eaten by such royalty.
Well, all right then.
Look what you did there.
Yeah. The interesting thing about Mullet is it's the most dangerous of birds. It appears being appears many different ways among falcon's brood. To the Fianna, a totem of wisdom. So that hadn't probably came up before, but to the Silver Fangs, he uses the guise of the totem of respect, and is the totem of House Blood Red Crest, which is maybe part of why there's so many fucking totems here.
That makes a lot of sense.
They tend to be allied.
Each house is going to take a little brood totem too.
Yep, like Osprey, many of the Osterhel packs, including Queen Mary's own pack, still honor Osprey. We've also got Buzzard. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean we got all these like majestic. Like fancy asshole birds.
And then you get buzzard.
You get buzzard.
It's like a bird. Canary.
Most beloved of Falcon's brood has been the totem of House Crescent Moon for its entire history.
It's Hawk. And I like Hawk. Hawk is the most cunning of Falcon's brood. He is small, fast-moving, clever, and likes to trick his prey into exposing their backs so that he can use his talons to rake in his beak to hold his prey fast. He teaches his children to confuse and distract their foes so that they may easily defeat them. Hawk is the totem of House Gleaming Eye. Yeah. And I like that. House Gleaming Eye, and they take his name from the glint of his eye as he fools another enemy.
Oh, that's clever. I like that.
That is clever.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen those nature documentaries?
Oh, yeah.
Watching a hawk
hawks are nuts.
Oh, hawks are cool.
Hunt. Holy crap.
I like this other one, too, though. The peregrine falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Was once among the most common of Falcon's brood. Silver Fang packs all over the world served her, and House Wiseheart was proud to have her as its totem. However, she no longer flies high. Oh, okay. She no longer flies high. That looked like I said flesh.
But she doesn't fly flesh either.
No. So she no longer flies high over the world as she once did.
Shit.
Her earthly counterparts are dying, poisoned by a buildup of pesticides in the food chain, and her house is in sharp decline. A sighting of a peregrine falcon or news of a pack being chosen by her are both causes for celebration.
Yeah.
How about
Gave me the good sheet again.
I guess so. There are more. They're a secret, I guess. We'll go to Axis Mundi. You've got the Talons of Horus, which is...
Horus?
Well, no, because then they'd like get halfway to somewhere and then just take a break.
I couldn't resist.
No, that's good. I'm glad you did that. The Talons of Horus are, it's birdemic.
It's
Birdemic.
It's birdemic. It's a mighty storm composed of every falcon that has ever lived.
Really?
Caracas, eagles, gryfalcons, hawks, hobbies, kestrels, kites, peregrines, vultures, and many species now extinct. None can count the exact number, and they fluctuate and transform into other versions of them.
What the hell?
So this is the bird of all birds.
It's the birds.
It's the birds. The birds. Just call it the birds of prey.
Birdemic.
The birdemic.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No, I like that. That's birdemic.
It's birdemic. The great flock.
Because they're all birds.
It's all birds.
It's another birdemic.
Birds. Like this static blue haze envelopes them, and thunder crashes through the largest of the flocks. They spawn natural storms and electricity elementals in its wake, and crow-gafflings often pursue the great flock. So they get groupies. And they show up and will just ruin something's day.
Of course, when you have lightning elementals coming with you.
But they show up when they're needed, which is up to them. And it's noteworthy that they tend to end up at the Deep Umbra and just show up when, quote, it's time. But that hasn't happened since 1945.
Oh.
So
they haven't really thought it's been time yet. No, they're doing fine without us.
The need for birds has not been high enough.
No birdemic.
There's no birds.
Why is everything Falcon's brood is just awesome?
Is it? It's just birds.
Is it birds?
But all their descriptions are pretty sweet.
That's fair. And you have the Children of Karnak.
See, okay.
Which has nothing to do with Johnny Carson.
Bummer. I was hoping.
I saw.
I was really hoping.
I saw.
That glint in his eye.
Right?
Disappointed. I don't like him anymore.
The INA, the RNA, and an IPA. Okay. The Children of Karnak, they're the beautiful golden brown-skinned people. In the Umbra, they wear the golden white robes and leather-studded armor. But they also have these forms they're these gorgeous falcons or golden rose, which I'm assuming is a type of, I don't know a lot about birds. The Children of Karnak are, quote, magnificent in any form. Their plumage is usually a magnificent gold mixed with fiery orange. They have a rock form. Okay, that's a typo. They're almost too beautiful to look directly at. Here's the thing about these guys.
Oh, there's more.
They were really close with Helios. They were like Helios' Guy's Friday.
But then they got too close to the sun.
Wah, wah. No, then they got too close to a mage.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said they're all close to the sun. They're in the sky, Tom. Birds fly, except
The
penguins.
sun's a bit further
You
than that.
son of a bitch.
Except penguins. Is penguin done this brood?
I wish now I can make it up. They were enslaved by mages at one point and broke free. You know, they were supposed to be guarding sacred temples and places for Helios, and then this happened.
And now they don't want to.
Well, and now they have this. They've adopted this strong martial tradition. They actively hunt down agents of the worm because you know shit went south, and Helios is no longer so prominent in the world. They blame that for happening. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and then finally
cool.
finally we get the Firebirds, which can show up like a normal bird. It says normal bird. Like, oh.
Okay, sure.
Could
The
call
one.
it Phoenix or something?
I was going to say Trans Ams.
But then that's the thing is, then they can turn into, you know, just exactly what you're thinking of. You know, Firebird is a cousin to Phoenix.
Okay.
And Firebirds, you know, born from the eyes of Helios, they were advisors and companions of the heroes of past millennia. They figured into the final years of the Impersium. They played some part in the formation of the Concord and the Litany.
Interesting.
They're guardians of humanity as well as Gaia.
Both sides of the field they're playing on.
Right? I mean,
it's kind of cool.
Also, they're not only they're associated with the Weaver, they're keepers of Falcon's lore that stretches, you know, stretches over millennia. I mean, the lore is stored in great patterns of colored light. So there's a Weaver connection here too. The Firebirds return everything they learn to the light web as a thread of glowing solar ephemera, and each color of the web indicates a different flavor of knowledge. So there's this web that's this big repository of all the Firebirds' knowledge accumulated, like, forever. It's this fucking database in the Umbra.
That's crazy.
And arguably the largest one there is. But the light web is an architect, you know, of Helios' honor and rationality aspects. So it's considered a construct of the sane Weaver, to those who know it. So it's not considered corrupt.
Wow, that's neat.
Damn.
Like it's you know, it's a weird ass concept. And probably the last thing you'd pull out of Firebird. I want to point that out.
Vroom, vroom.
Trans Am.
I know when I think Firebird, I think colored web in the sky. That's my go-to.
I don't believe you.
Well, you are full of lies and shame.
Well, Danny thought of a car, so.
That's true.
Hey.
You also refused to read the last 3 totems.
Well, whatever.
Still, to stick with our late edition format we started doing,
Yeah.
how would you play one? Or who do you think?
That's next.
Yeah.
It's either how would you play one or who do you think best represents in current era
Yeah,
of Silver Fang?
and I feel like that's a trick to get me to say Elbrecht, and I'm not gonna because I hate that guy.
I'm talking real life, not Albrecht. Like
Playing a Silver Fang.
playing a Silver
in-game.
Fang. Yeah.
I think there's a few angles you could go with it. 'Cause, I mean, there's so many different options. You look at the lodges and the houses and how they all do business differently. You've got a lot of ground to cover.
A lot. You have to read this thing from cover to cover to really play one.
You know, you could do the I can't breathe poor people there guy. I mean, that's probably the easiest version of that. But at the same time, I think it's almost as bad as the why don't follow other people's rules main character man thing that makes me hate Albrecht so much. Like I think that's
main character syndrome.
Yeah, I think that's equal on the cliche levels. You know, I think if I was,
it's an absolute cliche. Yes.
I think if I was going to run a Silver Fang, I would run someone from like a minor house who was trying to gain prominence for his house, or someone who was looking into maybe is there something we can do about these lost houses?
Oh, I like that.
To lean back into that past to go, you know, like early concepts for Reese. And I'm not telling you where his allegiance lies, but my first thought was he would be a house that was like nothing.
That no one gave a shit about.
Right, and that's why he was overcompensating and be super shitty all the time. It's because you guys didn't know that. So he could throw his weight around to people who didn't know the inner workings of the Silver Fangs.
Gotcha.
Where he was a piece of shit to his own people.
It kind of makes sense now, that character.
Right? It's all overcompensating.
I mean, okay, so you go to the movies and stuff, like just pick somebody that you would think would be Silver Fang, good representation of the Silver Fang.
Oh, man, I don't know. It's a good question. Probably Hugh Grant.
I mean, you guys were talking Game of Thrones to me earlier, or something. Game of Thrones.
That's true. Danny
Targaryen.
was walking up that Targaryen.
But that's more of. I think I was making the joke along the lines of they're trying to keep their bloodlines pure.
Yeah, that was the inbred joke.
Yeah. So, and there's a reason that's.
I know, I'm just trying to look for good references. That's all. Something to reference.
Well, I mean, you could find any shit. You could go to Lord of the Rings and look at Aragorn as an example of a closer to an Albrecht, boots on ground kind of Silver Fang who's denying his heritage. I mean, you can find examples of that all over the place.
Yeah, it's true. That would actually be a good one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so look at that. Still pulled it off. So, how are we going to rate the Silver Fang tribe?
Are we rating them now? It's the last one.
I mean...
I rate them 13.
Out of 16.
Because we did them last.
Out of 16.
And then, okay. We did, like, some kind of rating on some of them, and most of them we didn't, but...
Well, we did. When did this happen? I don't even remember this.
I think Child of Gaia, we recommend it or something? But that was, like, episode 11.
That was our first tribal. You're calling back our first tribal.
I don't know if there's a time to do it, I suppose.
There's a few that we recommended playing this character. Okay, how about the tribe book then? Do you recommend this tribe book?
It's not a bad tribe book.
It's a little difficult to follow, but once you dive into it and you're face first, it's hard to get out.
I like how they do this one as a story to Albrecht, though, teaching him. I like how they do this book, where they're teaching Albrecht in person their history. Mm-hmm. I like how they do it.
I get that. As someone who isn't like the character, that made it a little harder for me.
Pretend it's not Albrecht.
Here it is, though.
I know.
I just don't like the character.
Yeah.
I do like the way the book was written, though. I could follow it pretty well.
I had a harder time, but once I got into it, it's like, okay, I got this now. This is fine. Just it took a little bit.
I always liked how Albrecht came
barrier.
in and had his little spiel on it. Like at the end of certain stuff, he would always like, "Oh no, what about this?" Like, that's bullshit.
I call bullshit on this, which I kind of was happy about because I didn't expect to see any of that at all.
Okay.
No, we are Silver Fangs. This is the way it goes. For someone to call bullshit on their own selves, okay, I give a little bit more respect. But yeah, I agree with you. He's not my favorite character in this game.
But there's some good artwork in the books on him.
There's
and
cool artwork in there, yeah.
Him and I can't remember her name.
Mari.
Mari.
Oh, you're talking about the fight.
Yeah, that's such
the
good
infamous fight between Mari and Albrecht that originated in the first edition book. Reused for second edition. Took a nap for revised.
Shouldn't have, because it's so good.
Oh, it's a good one in there too, though. I think it's the Wendigo and the Sound Strider fighting in X6
Okay, no, that is a good one.
Cool.
I remember you showing me that one.
Yeah. And then they brought it back for 20 because it's just so iconic. That little story through the chapter showing that previous meeting of Albrecht and that, which kind of is a shame because the comic in second edition is the follow-up to that. So you start with second edition, right? And you're reading the comic and you're all excited.
Out of order now.
Right. And then you're flipping through the book and then you see, oh, that's that previous encounter they alluded to. That's why they don't like each other. That makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. But then that comic is it's not anywhere else. So you can't tie it together if your first taste of werewolf is revised.
Yeah.
But
Jesus.
Recommend looking it up though. Those are good comics.
Definitely. And if it's the Silver Fangs, if you like birds and you hate poor people there, they're definitely a tribe to go to.
Hey, every one of them birds I want has my totem. They were pretty awesome sounding.
Sure. Just birds.
just birds.
Just the birds.
It's the birds.
It's all the birds.
There's no birds.
There's birds.
We
should call this episode Birds. Just to throw people off.
Oh, no. They won't listen to it.
Yes, they will.
The bird is the word.
Then they're like, when the fuck are the Silver Fangs coming out? And then we can go, thanks for listening to the podcast.
We love doing that.
Too bad it's not April 1st.
We're going to wait till April to do this stupid episode?
I am not above it.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. It's going to be edited for a year and just sitting and waiting.
Just in the back pocket for a week off. April.
And we'll forget about it And then April 1st goes by, and Danny's looking through the list going, what is this birds?
Tell you what, is next April 1st a Tuesday?
Probably not.
Don't look it up. Because
I'm not gonna.
Because if it happens to be, we have to do it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not looking it up. Because this needs to air before our 100th episode.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Can't get through 13 tribes in 100 episodes. Come on.
Jesus.
But we just did.
Hey!
We did it. We did it.
Do you believe in miracles, folks?
Nope.
We finally did it.
Yes, we did.
Tribal.
I'll believe it when this airs.
The first run of the Tribal series.
We'll give the child and the guy their due.
And look for the second run in the future. Just
We are revisiting all the tribes. And
leave us alone
Child the
about
Guy
it.
will be first.
that said, we're going to cover the Lost Tribes.
Yeah.
We are going to cover the Spirals.
We've been waiting because everyone knows we're doing it. We want to do it. We just had to finish this first.
I am really interested to do the Bunyip.
I am too.
And the Croton to a lesser extent, but the Bunyip for sure.
Uh-huh.
And
I don't think they get enough credit.
That's it. That's why. Like the Howlers will be cool because the Howlers are cool.
Yeah.
And then, we'll pivot from there to the Black Spirals. But the Howlers are just already cool and they get all the attention. I think the Bunyip don't get enough attention. So I'm excited for that one.
I agree.
It's not next week. It's going to be in a little bit, but
We'll get there. Don't worry.
we will get there.
This one won't last, 70 episodes.
You know what? We promise. You will see.
Don't do that.
You'll hear a Lost Tribe episode before Thunderdome 2.
Wow.
Ooh,
Okay.
Wow, throwing a big old
That's a bold statement.
spoiler out there.
It's like
though.
35 weeks.
Big old spoiler, though. People just heard there's going to be a Thunderdome too.
That's episode 100.
Yep.
Oh, we're doing it.
Thunderdome 2.
You had to put it on air. Now we have to fucking do it.
You're not, but it's going to be me. I'm going in the cage, man.
You're right.
It'll be a special surprise on who's.
Yeah, we're not saying. Yeah, we're not saying.
That's
who
not
else.
getting said.
He doesn't even know yet.
No, he doesn't. But he's all
Yes.
for it. We already know.
Oh, he's
I'm
excited
sure.
already.
He's going to hear it and go, I know it's me.
His blood flow just shifted. That's all I'm going to say. He just got that sense.
He'll hear it and be like, I know it's me. Bring it on. He's going to start researching.
No, this is gonna air on Tuesday. It's gonna be, is it me? It's me, right? If it's not, can it be?
Nice.
But all right, everybody, that is our show. Wow, what a
Let's do it.
yeah, what an ending!
Yes.
What a journey! It's been like a midnight train, I'll tell you what. So, on behalf of everyone here at Scratchin Wolf Studios, we want to say thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Take care of each other. Keep on howling. Take care. We'll see you.